Okay, we're in the final stretch here. I just wanted a quick update. I'm getting ready to put the turbo on, and then we're gonna finish, you know, just plumbing in all the lines. It's pretty basic, pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to go too crazy on that. I just installed the exhaust manifold. I went online and talked to a bunch of people in the forums, the Honda Aquatrax forums. There's nothing in the manual or even in the service manuals that say what these should be torqued to, which is kind of frustrating. So some guys said 10 foot-pounds. I did mine at 20. They're a bigger bolt, they're a higher grade bolt. I did mine at 20. Some guys said that they go up to 20, so that's where it is. No Loctite, so I didn't do any Loctite. And I just wanted to put that in here because if anybody's watching, I couldn't find the information anywhere, literally. So hopefully if you're watching this video just for that information, there you go. 20 foot-pounds on the, I think it's 9. There's 9 bolts here is what I personally did. Maybe that's too tight. I've heard, like I said, I've heard some other guys doing 10. Split the difference, go 15. Either way, there you go. There's some information. Getting ready to drop her in. Basically, we'll bolt the turbo back on because that's how I pulled it out with the turbo on it. Drop it back in, plumb it all up, and I'll shoot another video once it's back in here. Or if I think of anything else that maybe you might need to know. I do have the harness on here ready to go, and everything's good. Yeah, hopefully I remember to put oil in it. That's it. All right, splice this in. Okay, I lied. One last little quick video. Got everything wired in, all the plugs are found, you know, rematched everything up, figured out where all the hoses go back again. Obviously you can refer to the service manual. Everything's mounted back in, wires are all plugged in, turbo is back on. All the hoses are in, all the vacuum are in properly after I had to look those up too. I'll remount this once the engine's in the once the engine's in, it's all ready. I just go strap it down and go. Obviously we cleaned all of this up, like I showed the previous video. I drilled this out so that the wastegate works much better. You know, after so long, these things really stick up, cause issues. Replaced all the gaskets wherever I could. Yeah, we are good to go. And replaced all the turbo lines as well, so everything's new for the most part. There's a couple pieces that aren't. You know, the turbo's completely new. Yeah, ready to go, ready to rock. We'll crane her up and drop her in. See you soon. All right, we're gonna do the final breakdown. The motor's in. I've already got it started. Been running. In fact, I actually just took it out on the lake just to give it a break in. Everything's nestled back in. I did have one water leak. It is underneath the manifold on this side against the block. It's one of, if you can see this little piece, it's one of these that's against the block. It wasn't tightened all the way, and it wasn't from me. I actually forgot to change the O-ring on it. It comes with like an oval O-ring on it, and I replaced the one on the other side over here, but not here. It's the water inlet that goes to this hose right down here. Anyway, I forgot to change it, but that said, one of the bolts on this side was stripped slightly, and then the bolt over here was actually loose, so it was just spitting out water. And then after I just took it out for a spin, there was actually a little bit of water down in the hull. I just soaked it out, but I have a feeling, I mean, I've gone over these water fittings on this so many times. I have a feeling the water in the hull is coming from, you know, maybe a plug in the back, or maybe the reverse little thing that they have you replace all the time. Anyway, all that said, it runs. And I got it up already. You know, I watched a few break-in videos, and you know, some of the professional engine builders, they just, you know, break it in, bring it up to temp, take it down, let it idle, and then go run it hard, bring it down again. And so that's kind of what I did. I kind of, you know, let it idle, ran it hard, brought it back in, you know, let it idle, make sure nothing sounded weird. And then of course last night I just fired it up, let it idle up to temperature, and then that's when I found that leak, because I was just looking for oil leaks or water leaks. You never know, you know, you forget things, you miss things, maybe something else happens. You just want to check it all, check for fuel leaks. There's nothing. Added new fresh fuel because I have the delete, the NOx sensor delete on here. I'm running, you know, 93 non-ethanol. That's just what I'm running from here on out in both skis. But all of that said, I did get this up to 60 today. So got this one up to 60. I've gotten my other one up to 65. Surprised this one actually doesn't go as fast as that. I checked the compression earlier, and it was all even across. Before it was 120, 150, 150, 150. And when I checked it earlier, it was somewhere between 130 and 150 for all of them. I wasn't really accurately checking them. I just wanted, but they're all pretty much even across the board, which is kind of what I want. And I figured, you know, we've got to break this thing in, run it for a while. I'll come back and check the compression later. But it ran great. Didn't explode. I pushed it pretty good. Let it set. And then maybe maybe run it one more time. Then I'm going to change the oil out and swap it for fresh oil. But that's it. Hopefully it lasts. I mean, if it doesn't, I'll just go buy a new block. That's where I'm at. But hey, we tore this whole thing down. I hope these videos helped somebody out in wanting to do that with their jet ski. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll make more videos. Thanks for watching.